Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. In the previous video, we solved the Fibonacci sequence problem dynamically using 3 different methods, and we try to compare those 3 methods to see which one the best, and it turns out memoization is the best next to, not that close, but the runner-up was bottoms up, and just a plain naive recursion method was by far the worst. I want to show one more method, which is still memoization, but in a different type of way. So here with memoization, we use a dictionary. Okay, I want to memorize using a list, so it's kind of like a combination of this guy and this guy. Okay, memoization using a list, so I'm gonna add him in here. I'm gonna call it memoization list. Again, it's very similar, so I'm just gonna copy this guy and paste him right here. Okay, change it from fib memo, add a list behind it. Okay, also change it when I recursively call it, so it's calling the right guy. Okay, good. So now what's the biggest difference? The biggest difference now is this guy becomes a list, not a dictionary. Okay, and then first we're going to populate, because this list has to be populated initially, and we're going to populate him with something called nonce, and I'm going to show you what it is. Actually, let me just go ahead and show you what it is right now. So I'm going to create one more below him actually. Okay, call it driver code. Okay, print. What I just want to do is print. Let's call the function. Okay, so what do we want to do here? Before we print this, I'll just go ahead and comment this out. Okay, what we want to do is I want to show you what that is. So if I want a matrix filled up with values, okay, all I just have to do is this. Okay, print a matrix. What value do I want to fill it? Let's say I want to fill it up with none, which is a type in Python. Okay, how many nonce do I want? I want, say, 6 nonce. Okay, let's see what that looks like. Okay, bam, a list filled up with 6 nonce. Okay, keep that in mind because we're gonna use that here. Okay, so our first if statement is gonna be if memo of n is not equal to none, and you're gonna see why in a second. Okay, if he's not equal to none, we want to return him right away. However, the rest stays pretty much the same. Okay, we're gonna assign the list memo, fib of memo list, and minus 1. We have to pass memo in, just like we did before. I'm gonna have to pass memo in too, just like we did before. And also keep in mind, in Python, in this example, what we should have done here, we could have also passed memo in, okay, which is normal, but we don't have to because it's implied. Okay, it's dynamic and it keeps taking his value regardless. But anyways, let's go back here. Okay, so we're gonna pass this list in, okay, kind of like we did here. And then once we pass this list in, okay, we're gonna assign it and we're returning results. Okay, this looks pretty correct to me, so let me go ahead and try it. Okay, I run that function. I'm gonna go ahead and print this function and pass 5 into him, so we know 5 should return 5. Okay, so there's an error, and what is the error? It says the list is out of range. And why is it out of range? It's out of range because we're calling the function but we're not passing in the second call. Okay, so I'm gonna say n equals 5. So we have to initialize the memo. It's not like the case of dictionary where we could skip this step. So we have to initialize him. We have to actually. So n is the first argument, and then the second argument is gonna be, remember what I showed you earlier. Initialize it to matrix of none, and he's gonna have how many characters? He's gonna have n plus 1. Again, keep in mind because lists in Python and most programming language are the first index is 0, but we care about index 1. Okay, so we know he works. So let's go ahead and time him like the rest of the other functions, kind of like we did before. Okay, let's go ahead and, so I'm just gonna put him right next to this guy. Okay, and then call the timing function. Okay, let's go ahead and run this and see how all 4 of them do. Okay, so now we're done running. Let's see. The first one took 1.2 microseconds. Okay, this guy is by far the fastest. Okay, now this guy actually took more time than this. So he is the worst. So whenever you want to use the memoization, especially with Python, it's better to memorize using a dictionary. I'm just going to call this Memoize dict, using a dictionary, than it is using a list. So that's it for the video, guys. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.